Hi, everybody. This is Mrs. G, and again, welcome to Math 109. I wanted to take just a couple minutes to walk you through our Blackboard shell, show you some important features of MyLab, and make sure that you knew where you were going for what every time that you log in. So when you log in, you're going to be at this landing page for the original Blackboard view. Some of you may have been in Ultra already, and we'll move next semester, so nothing for you guys to worry about. And you're going to see important announcements. It'll always have this heading right here. Important course dates will stay here. And then below this, you're going to see other important announcements. I always send those by email also, but it's a good idea when you log in to check down here for recent announcements. After important course dates, they'll go in chronological order, so you don't have to scroll all the way to the bottom. They'll be backwards, so the most recent will show at the top. So when you first log in, hopefully you've already done this, announcements is this landing page. You can click on instructor info to learn more about me, my office hours, my response times. I'm not going to insult your intelligence today by reading all of this to you. Just know where to look to find this information. The important thing that I would say is please do not use my office phone number to leave a voicemail. I am working, I had a baby over the summer, so I'm actually working just at Brazier and online this semester. So I won't be in my main campus office much. So we have some sort of dinosaur phone set, I guess. We do not get notifications about voicemails. So there's no way for me to check this remotely. So please do not leave a message there. If you need to talk to me on the phone or Zoom, that's fine. Send me an email and we'll work it out. I'm happy to arrange a phone call, but I won't mean to ignore you, but I won't be able to get back to you. Again, my office hours, same with my office location. I'll be at Brazier some if you want in person. If you really need to meet in person for something, we can talk about that, but Zoom is probably the easiest. Now, the most important thing I would say for most of what we're going to be doing starts under syllabus and info. So you can watch this video here to learn more about me, see my face, things like that. And you absolutely need to read this concourse syllabus and policies. We're going to go through that here in a second. The course schedule is buried within the concourse syllabus, but that's a huge document to bring up on the regular. I've put it here in a PDF so you can click that. It's printer friendly. You can save it on your computer. You can just know where to find it if you need it. Once you've read the syllabus and policies document, you need to fill out this policy acknowledgement form right here and submit this as an assignment. It's not optional, okay? These aren't my rules, but if you do not submit this, you're going to get kicked out of the class. So please do this by the end of the first week. If not, I'll start to poke you, and if you don't respond to any of that, then you're going to get kicked out of the class. That's a departmental policy, not me. It's not departmental, it's above that. So please be sure you do that. Now we'll come back and go through MyLab course home. I want to do a quick tour of that also. And again, please be sure you have one of the calculators that's required for this course. Everything we do will be on the 83 and 84. They have almost identical options. They're just a little more, 84 is a little more updated. Sometimes they're in color. You might have a color version of one. You cannot have a TI 89. Once you've done everything, your first quiz is this week. It's the syllabus quiz. You can take it as many times as you want to get as high of a grade as you want. It does count as an actual quiz, so take it. It's important that you know all of the information anyway. Take it until you get 100. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go up to the concourse syllabus and policies, and we're going to read through this. It's an online course. Again, here's my contact information. I'm not going to insult your intelligence and read all of this to you, but I'm going to show you some important things. It's the standard 90, 80, 70, 60 scale for grades, just like the rest of the college. Your grade is determined based on these criteria, okay? You're going to have 4 unit tests. Each of your tests count for 14% of your grade. Your homework counts for 10%. Your quizzes count for 5%. Your course project counts for 5%, and your final exam is 24% of your grade. Now, I will drop one of your lowest quiz grades, and assuming you take all of the tests, your final exam score can replace your lowest test score. Okay, so if you bomb a single test, don't worry, not a huge deal. Your final exam can replace it. If you miss a test, I don't offer any makeup tests. That's also departmental policy. So if you happen to miss a test, then your final exam will replace that one instead of the lowest, because effectively it's replacing a 0, okay? I will remind you a lot about all of this as we go. Now, something else with the quizzes, your syllabus quiz counts as a full quiz. We'll have some opportunities to participate as the semester goes. And I will basically at the end of the semester, everybody will get an extra quiz grade. And what that quiz grade is will be determined by how often you participated in these activities. Okay, I'm not talking any crazy activities. I'm talking about a discussion board post or something like that. Please read through these course policies, their department policies, arts and sciences policies. Again, I'm not going to insult your intelligence here. I don't like reading them either. Some of them are redundant on each other because they have to be there for institution and for AS. But if you scroll way down near the bottom, you'll see additional items with your instructor policies. Okay, so when you go to this additional items piece, this is mine. I have written this. Okay, so please, please, please take the time to read this. It's not exceptionally long, but it gives you an idea of what you're looking at for this class. You have to practice when you're in a math class. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate many problems during our lectures, the recorded lectures, things like that, but you need to do your time too. You need to be familiar with your text. You've got to do the homework. You've got to do the quizzes. Okay, the quizzes are made to help you practice. They're also try all you want. Okay, they're low stakes. But if I've taught this class many times, and students who do the quizzes do so much better in the class. Okay. Generally, I have a no late work policy. So if your homework's late, if your project's late, if you don't turn in a test, things like that, you do get a 0. Now, obviously, emergencies happen, things like that. So if you know, as soon as you know you have a problem, please let me know. If you wait until 10 minutes before a project is due at the end of the semester, I'm not going to be as forgiving. But, if you're having some hardship situations, need extra time on homework, things like that, please reach out to me, right? The worst I can say is no. You cannot exempt the final exam. Again, not my rule. And makeup tests are not offered. Remember that your final exam will replace a missed test. All of our tests will be online with Proctorio. This is my first semester using Proctorio. It might be your first semester also, so we can learn that together. If you have any questions, you can always ask me. Please respect my time. Absolutely, if you're working on homework at 2 in the morning, send me an email. That's fine. I'm not going to respond at 2 in the morning unless I'm up feeding the baby and bored out of my mind or something. I'm not going to respond at that hour. Even if it's a due date and you send me an email at 7 o'clock, that does not constitute an extension. And I usually won't get back to you in time. If you have a Sunday due date and you waited until Sunday to ask, that's a roll of the dice as to if I get back to you or not. Okay. I do try to grade everything quickly. I promise that everything will be graded, barring any crazy circumstances, within 1 week. Usually it's sooner than that. I'll post your grades in Blackboard. Another thing, remember that the 14-day rule applies to our class, as does the never in class. So the 14-day rule, if you are counted absent for 2 consecutive weeks in our class, because you get a weekly online attendance for this course, you will be kicked out of the class. Okay. And reinstatement is not a given. If you are failing the class, if you have not kept in contact with me, any of that, then you will likely not get reinstated. Okay. Make sure in the departmental policies that you read about reinstatement. You need to stay in contact with me even during your absences so that I know you're planning on coming back. Don't wait until 3 weeks after you've been kicked out to ask for reinstatement. Generally, that's a no. Okay, the other really important piece of this document is our course schedule. Again, this is available in Blackboard, so you can get that in Blackboard reference at any time. But this is going to tell you what's due every week and what you're going to review every week. So this week, we're doing the introduction and syllabus, and we'll do section 1.1 and 1.2. Your online attendance grade will be based on your syllabus quiz, and that will also count as a quiz. So everything is due Sunday night unless it's otherwise noted. So this Sunday, you'll have the syllabus quiz due. We also need to get your policy acknowledgement form, right? And you need homework for 1.1 and 1.2. Each week I send out an announcement and I'll send it to email also. that kind of recaps what you need to do for the week, recaps what's going to be graded, what's going to count as attendance, things like that. Definitely scroll through though. You can see your test dates. They come fast. Most weeks you have a weekly quiz. And you have a course project that's due at the end of the semester. I will, we'll talk more about it at the end of the semester. It's cumulative, so you can't do much to prepare. I'll make sure you have 2 to 3 weeks to do it. Otherwise, you will be good. Your final exam is cumulative. I will make it available for 3 days. I guess that's really 4 days, the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th of December. So you can take it whenever you get a chance. Down here are some important dates, reminders about homework and weekly quizzes, test dates, course project, and final exam. I understand this is a very long, tedious document. So take your time with it. And remember, you don't have to memorize it. You can always go back. Just know where you're looking to find things. Okay, let's take a deep breath. Now, once you understand that, again, please do your policy acknowledgement form. Then the other important thing here is to go to your My Lab Math course home. The first time you click on that, you'll have a user agreement and you need to say okay. You can also get there by clicking My Lab Math, okay? There's a bunch of links under My Lab Math, but I'll show you, I've buried some links in a few places in our shell, so you probably don't have to go there too regularly. When you go to your course home, it's going to think about it. Again, you'll have to okay permissions the first time. That's your inclusive access piece. And that's my side. This is what your side will look like. You're going to have a calendar. It's going to show you current assignments you've done, and assignments that are late. Okay, generally late assignments you can review and see the problems that you cannot work on for a score. Okay, and this will show you kind of everything you need to do. When you go to assignments, let's see, let's go to a month. Right here, you have a date available, and this is going to be your first homework. Okay, so your homework will show up down here, and you'll click on it, and you'll be able to begin. If you have any questions about My Lab as you go, some of you have probably used it before, but if you have any questions, you can always ask. Now, we're going to go to course content now. There are some ways to do better in math. This is a direct link to your textbook. This is a direct link to the page we were just on. And this is a direct link that'll take you to a listing of all your homework and quiz assignments. Okay. You can get between these two, you can get to each other fairly easily, but I wanted to make sure you knew exactly where you were going so you don't get lost. Within each unit folder is a lot of other information. There's a unit task list to make sure that you know how to succeed. There's some calculator help if you need it. I show what you need to do in the slides also, but this is a good reference. And then you can click the individual chapters to get to where you need for lecture material. So if we click on chapter 1, recorded lectures are here. Here's 1.1 and 1.2, 1.3 and 1.4. It'll take you to a YouTube link. The objectives are here for each chapter and each section. And if you need a little more help, the departmental lecture notes are here, and it's going to take you to a really big document. And it has every section that we cover. So if you look at the vertical line test, it's going to show you an example. And if you click these links, it'll take you to another YouTube video from another instructor that'll give you a little bit of hands-on experience too. So between my stuff and departmental stuff, you should really have a good bit of information. Again, at the end of each chapter, I've put another link to all assignments. These are redundant links. You don't have to go on those exact links. I just want to make sure that it's convenient. You don't have to worry about where to find things. Everything will be right there. That's really the important stuff. Zoom meetings is self-explanatory. If we have a Zoom, I'll send you a link too, so you probably don't have to go into the Zoom meetings. If you need to send me an email, you can do that. Your screen may look a little bit different than mine because I'm on the instructor side. Assignments, there's nothing there right now. That's where your project will be, but everything else is in My Lab for you guys. Again, My Lab Math, that's going to give you all these links and more. If we go to My Lab Math and click here, you can see that there are also lots of reviews, lots of extra, there's multimedia library, so extra textbook videos, there's study plan stuff, there's learning tools. There's a ton of information here for you if you need additional help. So that is about all that I wanted to share with you today. I wanted to keep it short and sweet, even though it was fast. As always, if you have any questions, always feel free to email me. I'm here to help. And good luck with your first week of class and other classes. For my class, again, I'll send a reminder, but make sure you do that acknowledgement form, your syllabus quiz, and your homework for the first 2 sections. It's a good idea to watch those lectures for the first 2 sections too. Some of it might be a review, so we'll break in slow, but it's all very important and it'll all be on your first test. Great. Have a wonderful first week, and I will meet you guys soon.